There is a type of person that everyone has encountered at least once. They are not bad looking. They are not unintelligent. On paper, they have everything going for them. But the moment they open their mouth, something shifts in the room. People start looking for exits. Conversations get shorter. Invitations quietly stop coming. And the most painful part is that this person has absolutely no idea it is happening. They go home thinking the evening went fine. They text first and wonder why replies feel cold. They show up again and again to rooms where no one is genuinely happy to see them. This video is not about bad people. It is about specific behaviors that destroy social value without warning. 9 of them. And the uncomfortable truth is that most people reading this are doing at least 2 of them right now without realizing it. The moment this person sits down, the negativity begins. The commute was terrible. Their coworker is impossible. Their boss does not appreciate them. The weather is wrong. The food is not right. Every interaction becomes a download of everything that is going wrong in their life. And they genuinely believe they are just being honest, just venting, just sharing. But what is actually happening is a slow emotional drain on everyone around them. The human brain is wired to protect itself from chronic negativity. When someone consistently brings that energy, the people around them start associating their presence with discomfort. They stop reaching out. They stop inviting. They start becoming unavailable. Nobody wants to be someone else's emotional landfill. If you catch yourself leading with complaints, stop. Replace it with a problem and a question. Something went wrong, but here's what I'm trying to figure out. That one shift changes the entire dynamic. Words are only a fraction of communication. The rest is everything the body does while the words are happening. Avoiding eye contact, fidgeting constantly, touching the face, looking past the person speaking. These signals tell the other person something that no amount of polite conversation can undo. They tell them that you are somewhere else, that this interaction is not worth your full attention, that they are not important enough for you to be present. People feel this immediately, even if they cannot name it. They walk away from the conversation feeling slightly dismissed without knowing why. The fix is simpler than most people think. Look at the person speaking. Keep your hand still. Face them directly. Presence is one of the rarest things one human being can offer another. When you give it, people remember you. When you withhold it, they simply stop including you. You were late by 10 minutes. A simple acknowledgement would have closed the matter in seconds. Instead, this person launches into a detailed timeline. The elevator was slow. There was unexpected traffic. Their phone died at the wrong moment. Each explanation compounds the last, until what started as a minor delay has become the centerpiece of the entire interaction. Over-explanation is not honesty. It is anxiety wearing the costume of honesty. It signals to the other person that you do not trust them to accept a simple truth. And ironically, the more elaborate the explanation, the less believable it becomes. People who are genuinely confident say less, not more. They acknowledge, they move forward, and they let their behavior over time speak for their character. Every unnecessary word you add to a defense chips away at the credibility you are trying to protect. Nobody announces that they are showing off. It always arrives dressed as casual sharing. They just happen to mention the price of something they bought. They casually drop their income into a conversation that had nothing to do with money. They reference their connections, their accomplishments, their possessions in moments where none of that information was asked for or needed. And every single person in the room clocks it immediately. Showing off does not create admiration. It creates distance. It signals insecurity so loudly that no amount of confidence in the delivery can hide it. The people who are genuinely impressive in social environments almost never talk about their achievements unprompted. They let curiosity pull those things out of them naturally. Real status does not need an announcement. If you feel the urge to make sure people know something good about your life, that urge itself is the problem worth examining. There is a version of friendliness that crosses a line most people cannot define, but everyone can feel. It is the person who asks deeply personal questions within minutes of meeting someone. How much do you earn? Why are you not married yet? What happened with your last relationship? They frame it as warmth, as openness, as a kind of real connection they want to build. But what they are actually doing is skipping the natural progression that trust requires. Trust is built in layers over time. When someone tries to collapse that process by diving into personal territory before the relationship has earned it, the other person does not feel seen. They feel invaded. They take a step back that they never fully retract. Keep early conversations in neutral territory. Let depth develop at its own pace. The relationships that form slowly are almost always the ones that last. This one seems counterintuitive. How does saying yes too much make people like you less? But watch what actually happens. Someone agrees to help even though they clearly do not want to. Their body language gives it away. Their follow-through is inconsistent. The resentment builds underneath the surface and eventually leaks out in ways that damage the relationship more than a clean refusal ever would have. Beyond that, people who cannot say no signal that their yes means nothing. If you agree to everything, your agreement carries no weight. But when someone who is selective with their time and energy says yes to you, that yes feels like something real. The ability to decline respectfully is not rudeness. It is one of the clearest signals of self-respect available. And people are far more drawn to those who respect themselves than to those who are endlessly available. Emotional reactions are human, but there is a significant difference between feeling something and letting that feeling take over a shared space without warning. When someone explodes over minor inconveniences, snaps at people for small mistakes, or shuts down entirely when things do not go their way, it creates a specific kind of tension in everyone around them. People start walking carefully. They start editing what they say. They begin managing the environment around this person instead of simply being present with them. Over time, they start avoiding the situation entirely. High emotional reactivity signals unpredictability. And unpredictability is one of the most effective ways to make people feel unsafe around you. The next time the temperature rises inside you, pause before responding. Ask yourself whether your reaction matches the actual size of the situation. Most of the time, it does not. Cutting people off mid-sentence is one of the most direct ways to communicate that what you have to say matters more than what they are saying. Some people do this constantly and frame it as enthusiasm or directness. But the message received is something much colder. It tells the person speaking that you stopped listening before they finished, that their thought was less important than yours, that the conversation is really a competition and you intend to win it. People who are genuinely magnetic in social settings are almost always exceptional listeners. They let people finish. They sit with what was said before responding. And when they do speak, the person across from them feels genuinely heard, which is one of the rarest experiences a human being can offer another. Listen longer than feels comfortable. The quality of your response will improve, and so will the way people feel about being around you. There is a meaningful difference between being genuine and unloading your entire emotional history on someone you met 40 minutes ago. When a person shares deep personal trauma, ongoing family conflict, or their most painful vulnerabilities before any real trust exists, it does not create intimacy. It creates pressure. The other person does not know how to hold what they have just been given. They feel responsible for something they did not ask for, and they associate that uncomfortable weight with the presence of the person who handed it to them. Real authenticity is knowing what to share and when. It is reading the room accurately and letting relationships deepen at a pace that both people can sustain. Depth that is rushed is not depth. It is vulnerability used as a shortcut to connection that has not been earned yet. Save the real things for the people who have proven they can carry them. Charm has almost nothing to do with how you look or what you have achieved. It lives entirely in how you make other people feel when they are around you. Every behavior on this list does the same thing in different ways. It makes the people nearby feel unseen, drained, pressured, or unsafe. And people do not stay in spaces where they feel those things. They leave quietly, and they do not always tell you why. The good news is that every single one of these patterns is changeable, not through forcing a personality that is not yours, but through small, deliberate adjustments to how you show up in the moments that actually count. Pick one behavior from this list that you recognized in yourself. Just one. Work on that for the next 30 days. Then come back to this video. If this hit close to home, drop a number in the comments, 1 through 9. The number of the behavior you are going to work on first. No explanation needed. Just the number. Let this comment section be honest in a way that most conversations never are.